Have you ever felt like your memory just isn't as sharp as it used to be? Like you walk into a room, pause, and suddenly forget why you went in there in the first place? Or maybe you're reading a book and realize you've read the same page 3 times but still can't remember what it said? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and let me tell you, it's not your fault, and it doesn't mean you're getting old. It just means your brain might be craving a little exercise, the fun kind. As we get older, it's easy to believe that learning new things is a young person's game. That it's too late to start something new. But the truth? Your brain is always ready to grow, no matter your age. In fact, learning something new after 60 might be one of the most powerful ways to stay sharp, energized, and even happier. Not only does it give your brain a boost, but it can also bring joy, purpose, and even new friendships into your life. So today, we're going to talk about something that could change the way you feel every single day, learning new skills that are not only fun but actually help improve your brain health. I'm going to share 3 simple, enjoyable skills you can start today. No fancy equipment, no pressure, just things that will spark your curiosity and make life a little more exciting again. But before we dive in, I want to ask a quick favor. If you find this video helpful, or even just a little comforting, please tap that like button, share it with a friend who might need a little encouragement today, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep bringing more quality content your way. It really helps the channel grow and lets me reach more wonderful people like you. Thank you so much. Alright, let's get into it. Let's talk about the first skill, and it might surprise you, learning to play a musical instrument. Now, before you say, "I'm too old for that," or "I've never been musical," hear me out. You don't have to become the next Mozart. In fact, you don't even have to perform in front of anyone. But picking up a simple instrument like a ukulele, harmonica, or keyboard, even just for 10 minutes a day, can work wonders on your brain. Music activates both the left and right sides of your brain, which helps improve memory, coordination, and even emotional health. When you're learning to play a song, any song, you're training your brain to focus, recall patterns, and control your motor skills all at once. That's powerful stuff. And the best part? It's fun. It's not a chore or a workout. It's like giving your mind a mini vacation every day. Plus, learning music can bring back memories, lift your mood, and give you something beautiful to share with others, even if it's just humming along with your grandchild. I know a man named Joe, 72 years old, retired electrician, who picked up the harmonica during the pandemic just to pass the time. Now, he plays every morning on his porch. He told me it's like his morning coffee, but for his brain. He feels sharper, calmer, and more in tune with his day, just because he gave himself permission to try something new. You might be wondering where to start. These days, you can learn the basics of almost any instrument right from your phone or computer. There are beginner-friendly videos all over YouTube, even right here on this channel, that teach you how to hold the instrument, play your first note, and slowly build up. You don't need to read sheet music or understand music theory. Just start with one simple tune. Something you enjoy. Let it become a daily treat, not a task. Now, if music isn't quite your thing, don't worry. There are other ways to get those brain cells buzzing. The next skill I want to talk about is learning a new language, or even just a few words and phrases in one. Again, this isn't about becoming fluent or giving speeches in French. It's about stretching your mind, building new connections in your brain, and having fun while doing it. When you learn a new language, your brain has to work in completely new ways. It's like opening a window and letting in fresh air. You're giving your mind a new challenge, and every time you remember a new word, form a sentence, or recognize a phrase, you're strengthening your memory and concentration. It's like lifting weights for your brain, except instead of dumbbells, you're playing with sounds and meanings. And it doesn't have to be hard. You can start small. 10 minutes a day with a free app like Duolingo, or even watching shows or listening to songs in another language can help. Try learning how to order coffee in Italian or say, "good morning," in Japanese. Maybe your grandchildren are learning Spanish in school. You could surprise them with a few phrases and turn it into a fun game. My friend Linda, who's 68, started learning basic French because she always wanted to visit Paris one day. She started by writing down one phrase a day on a sticky note and putting it on her fridge. That small habit became a daily joy. And even though she hasn't made it to Paris yet, she says she already feels like she's traveling just by speaking the language. And here's something amazing. Studies have shown that older adults who learn a second language can delay the onset of dementia by several years. That's right, just by practicing another language regularly, you're not only having fun but actually protecting your brain in the long term. So whether it's saying bonjour, strumming a simple chord, or just laughing through a few beginner mistakes, every little step you take is like giving your brain a hug. You're telling yourself, I'm still growing. I'm still curious. And I'm still alive in every sense of the word. Now that we've talked about playing music and learning a new language, two fantastic ways to wake up your mind, we're going to explore something that taps into your creativity and your hands at the same time. Let's keep this momentum going. We're going to explore something that taps into your creativity and your hands at the same time. Something that can be calming, deeply satisfying, and a wonderful way to express who you are. I'm talking about learning a creative craft, something like painting, drawing, sculpting, knitting, or even simple woodworking. Anything that gets your hands moving and your imagination flowing. Now you might be thinking, I've never been the artistic type, or I can barely draw a stick figure. And to that, I say, perfect. Because this isn't about making a masterpiece to hang in a gallery. It's about using your hands and your heart to make something that's yours. It could be a cozy scarf, a colorful flower in watercolor, a birdhouse for the backyard, whatever speaks to you. The act of creating something, no matter how simple, lights up parts of your brain that often go unused in daily life. There's a peaceful rhythm to working with your hands. It slows you down, lets your thoughts settle, and helps you focus in a way that feels almost meditative. And as your hands move, your brain forms new connections, improves coordination, and boosts your sense of achievement. You're solving tiny problems without even realizing it, choosing colors, measuring pieces, adjusting stitches, and that kind of gentle, joyful mental work is incredibly powerful. I remember visiting my Aunt Marlene, who's 75 now, and watching her sit by the window in the late afternoon light, quietly painting a little picture of her cat. She smiled the whole time. Not because the painting was perfect, it wasn't, but because she was in the moment. No worries, no distractions. Just her brushes, and a little bit of peace. She told me that painting helped her feel centered. Like I'm still discovering who I am, she said. And I think that's beautiful. Even better, many crafts can be shared with others, either in person or online. There are local groups and community centers that offer free or low-cost classes for beginners. And if you prefer staying at home, there are so many tutorials on YouTube that can walk you through any project, step by step. You don't have to spend a lot of money. In fact, you can start with a pencil and a scrap of paper. Just doodle while you sip your coffee and see where your hand takes you. You might even notice something unexpected. When you focus on creating with your hands, your worries tend to fade. You stop thinking about the past or the future and start living in the present. That's the real gift. And when you finish a project, no matter how small, it gives you a quiet kind of pride. Something you made with your own two hands. Something that didn't exist before you started. Now, learning a new craft isn't just good for your brain, it's also wonderful for your heart. Because creating something often helps us reconnect with memories, feelings, and dreams we might have forgotten. Maybe you used to love drawing as a child but gave it up somewhere along the way. Maybe your mother used to knit while watching TV, and the rhythm of needles brings back warm memories. Starting again, even decades later, is like picking up an old thread. And who knows? You might discover a part of yourself that's been waiting quietly in the background all this time. You don't have to do it alone, either. If you live near a library or community center, check their bulletin board. Many offer free crafting groups or classes for older adults, and they're not just about the activity, they're about connection. You get to laugh, chat, share stories, and feel part of something again. And if you prefer staying cozy at home, you can join an online group, follow a YouTube channel, or even just FaceTime a friend while you both try something new. And here's the thing, learning doesn't always have to be about books and study. Sometimes, learning is about play. It's about curiosity, wonder, even a little bit of silliness. You're never too old to make a mess, to try something new, or to be a beginner. In fact, being a beginner can be one of the most freeing feelings in the world. There's no pressure to be perfect, just the joy of exploring. Now, I want to take a second and speak directly to you, yes, you, watching this right now. Maybe your kids are grown. Maybe you're retired. Maybe the days feel quieter now than they used to. And maybe, just maybe, you've wondered, what now? Well, this is it. This is your time. Not to rewind or go back, but to create forward. To build new pieces of yourself that weren't there before. To wake up each day and say, today, I'll learn something that makes me feel alive. You've spent so much of your life taking care of others. Raising families, building careers, managing homes, facing challenges. You've been strong for everyone else. Now it's your turn. Your turn to nurture you. Your mind, your spirit, your sense of wonder. Learning something new isn't just about brain health. It's about claiming this chapter of your life with joy and intention. It's about proving to yourself, every single day, that you still have more growing to do, and that it's never too late to start. You don't need to be talented. You just need to be curious. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. That's where the magic lives, not in the outcome, but in the starting. So whether it's strumming a chord, whispering a phrase in a new language, or getting a little paint on your fingers, you're giving your brain exactly what it craves, a little challenge, a little joy, a little spark. Let's keep going, shall we? Because there's one more skill I want to share with you. And this one, it's a little unexpected. It doesn't require paintbrushes or guitars. You don't need to be artistic or have a green thumb. All you need is curiosity, a little courage, and maybe a good internet connection. I'm talking about learning technology, not the complicated, intimidating kind, but small, practical tech skills that can open doors to connection, creativity, and confidence. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Tech? At my age? But hear me out. Learning just a little bit about technology isn't about keeping up with the younger generation, it's about keeping yourself connected to the world around you. It's about discovering new ways to learn, to socialize, to create, and to express who you are. Let's say you learn how to use voice-to-text on your phone. Suddenly, writing messages becomes easier on your hands. Or you figure out how to join a Zoom call, and just like that, you're chatting face-to-face with your grandson who lives 3 states away. Or you explore YouTube, like you're doing right now, and you find a channel that makes you laugh, teaches you to paint, or helps you sleep better at night. These little wins with tech, they're not little at all. They add up. They bring your world closer and make it easier to keep your mind active, your days full, and your spirit uplifted. And here's the truth, learning something that used to scare you, that's one of the best workouts your brain can get. There's something incredibly powerful about pushing through that moment of, I don't get this, sticking with it, and then suddenly realizing you do. It's not just about the skill. It's about the confidence that grows when you prove to yourself, I can still learn hard things. There's no need to dive into coding or buy expensive devices. Just start with one small thing. Maybe you want to learn how to send pictures from your phone. Or how to make a video call. Or how to look up health information safely. Ask a friend, ask a family member, or even ask Google. Seriously, type in your question exactly how you'd say it. How do I use WhatsApp on my iPad? You'll be amazed at what comes up. And if you feel embarrassed, like you're the only one learning this stuff late, please, don't. Millions of people over 60 are learning technology for the first time. There's no shame in starting now. In fact, there's a quiet pride in it. It says, I'm still growing. I'm still open. I'm still in the game. I once helped a 72-year-old neighbor, Mr. Albert, learn how to email photos to his daughter. He was nervous at first, fumbling with the screen, his hands a little shaky. But when he saw that first picture go through, his eyes lit up. He looked at me and said, "You know, I thought this stuff was for the young folks. But I kind of like it." And now? He runs a small family newsletter by email. Just 2 months ago, he learned how to format the text and add a little music clip. That's the magic of tech. When we stop fearing it, it becomes a bridge. More importantly, it becomes a tool for independence. Imagine being able to refill your prescriptions online, book a doctor's appointment with a few taps, or read the news from your favorite hometown paper, even if you've moved away. Learning tech can give you more control over your life, especially if mobility or distance makes other things harder. It can connect you to support groups, hobby communities, old friends you haven't seen in decades. All from the comfort of your chair. Now, maybe you won't love everything about it. That's okay. But if you can find one small tech habit that fits into your life and makes it better, something that stimulates your brain, makes life easier, or brings you joy, that's a victory worth celebrating. And each little tech success story you build adds another layer of strength to your brain, your heart, and your confidence. So, whether you choose music, crafting, or technology, what matters most is that you're choosing something. Something new. Something that brings your mind into motion and makes your spirit feel alive again. Because no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated, your brain is still growing. Still reaching. Still full of wonder. And I want to remind you of something that's easy to forget: it's never too late to begin again. You don't need permission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Willing to try, to fail, to laugh, and to keep going. That's what real learning is. That's what keeps our minds, and our hearts, young. If this video has sparked even a little bit of inspiration in you, I'd love to hear about it. Drop a comment below and let me know, what's one thing you've always wanted to learn? Or maybe something you just started exploring recently. Sharing your story might encourage someone else to take that first step, too. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep creating content just for you, uplifting, practical, and made with care. I'd love to grow this little community together, one curious, courageous learner at a time. Because here's the beautiful truth: your best days aren't behind you. They're right here, waiting in front of you, in every new step you take, in every new thing you try, in every spark of joy that lights up your eyes. You've spent a lifetime learning how to care for others, how to work hard, how to endure. Now's the time to learn how to enjoy. How to play again. How to surprise yourself. So go ahead. Pick up that paintbrush, strum that chord, ask that silly tech question. Do it for your brain. Do it for your joy. Do it for you. Because this is how you live your best life, at any age.